But it would be
4 kids. Or is it 5?
It's
there's
5.
Adeline, there's Everly, there's Mally, there's Magnolia, and their son Jake. So there's 4 girls, and then they have a son. The 4 girls just so happen to have just been born quintuplets not too long ago. It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio.
Yeah. Can you imagine? So here's Haley and Sean, mom and dad. And I mean, they knew they were having quintuplets, took an ultrasound, saw all 5 babies. But dad better wrap his brain around the fact that he is now outnumbered. He and his son Jake are now going to be outnumbered because there's a lot of women in that household now.
All at once.
I hope he has a sister or a cousin who was close or a best friend that was a girl, because I hope he has some insight into raising girls.
I think he will pretty quick.
I think so. Trial by fire kind of a thing.
That's a lot of kids. I mean, 4 girls all at once. Quintuplets is 4, right?
No, 5.
5.
Because 4 girls and one boy.
Oh, the boy was born.
Yes.
Because the girls are identical. Oh, I didn't know that the son was born at the same time. No wonder why I was confused. Like 4 girls.
So that can happen. You can have 4 identical. If you have 5 babies, you can have the 4 identical girls and then a separate.
And then a paternal.
Obviously not. Yes.
Wow.
It's just the weirdest thing, wildest thing. But see, I had to wrap my brain around raising boys. My daughter is the oldest. And then I had 2 boys very close together, 17 months apart. And I had to, because I didn't have brothers and I didn't have like a cousin.
Oh, that's right.
Right? So I had to realize that boys, they fuss a lot, but they seem to get it out of their system pretty quickly.
See, Scott didn't have that because Scott was an only child.
Oh, yeah.
Only child, yeah. But now I have, my daughter is 17, my son is 11. So it's interesting to see the differences, between boys and girls.
Well, yeah, but now you've got the sibling thing going on, too, which you didn't have growing up.
That's right. It's fun to see them interact, too. Just,
Do they get along?
They love each other one minute. They hate each other the next.
Okay. So I bet, Scott, that your daughter kind of mamas your son a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. There are times you can kind of see that maternal, protective thing. Hey, that's my brother,
Well, there's a 6 years difference.
Sure.
And especially when she is she a senior? When she's a
junior. She'll be a
Well,
senior
she's a
next year.
junior, and then he's got to be 8th grade? No, 7th grade? 6th grade. 5th grade. Boy, I put the kid in middle school already. He's going to be in high school tomorrow, just to let you know.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
So my wife just got back with our daughter 2 days ago from the bridal shower of my son's fiance. They were down in Jacksonville.
And I saw some of those pictures. That was cool.
Yeah, they had a really good time. So the next thing up is the bachelorette and bachelor gatherings that they have.
Parties, whatever it is that they decide to do.
You're not going to guess what I heard.
What?
So Ninja. Ninja, you got to share this about the bachelorette party you almost had.
Yeah, so one of my bridesmaids is getting married, so now I'm one of her bridesmaids.
Oh, so you're doing this for somebody. Okay.
Yes, she's having a bachelorette, and she decided to have hers at a baseball game.
Oh, that's my kind of girl right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's different. I've never heard of that. At a baseball game.
So like a major league game?
Whatever the Braves is.
Atlanta?
Whatever the Braves is.
See, I'm not a baseball person. I told her, girl, I must love you because I don't know anything about baseball. I think it'll be kind of just like watching paint dry. But, no offense, but I'll try. We'll see.
That's great.
No offense, but it's like watching paint dry.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
You may be familiar with the name Deion Sanders, but I'll tell you, I grew up with this guy. Never knew this about Deion Sanders. Rob and Lizz in the morning. It's his radio.
You go to school with him?
No, I grew up watching him play baseball and football.
I am taking Liz literally. I'm
No.
I had no idea you guys went to high school together. That'd be amazing to go to high school with a Deion Sanders type.
Kind of, yeah.
But the guy, in case you don't know him, football legend. He played some baseball. He did everything, right?
He
played
did.
some baseball. He did a lot of NFL. He was with the Dallas Cowboys. Big legend. Now he's like, he was a broadcaster for a while. Now he's a college coach. And a big-time college, too, University of Colorado Boulder. So he's the head football coach there right now. And the thing is, When Dion gets something in his head, you'll notice about him if you've ever followed him whatsoever in any aspect of what he does. When he gets something in his brain, in his head, he just sticks to it, you know? He's going to carry that ball down the field. He's going to hit that thing a home run. He'll do whatever. He's going to be the best sports announcer ever for NFL. No, here he's like, you're not going to stop me from praying with these students.
I love that so much. Honestly, my takeaway from Dion, watching him play for the Atlanta Braves, because he did that for a while, and with Cowboys, was he had a little bit of swag and he had a lot of self-confidence. And so as a younger person, I would look at that and be like, I would never have put these two things together.
There are times he had too much self-confidence.
That's what I'm saying. I was
come
trying
on,
to be
a little
nice.
bit too much
Yeah.
self-confidence. But you got to give it to him. I mean, he's living out his faith.
Yeah.
He's praying before with these students at the football team for the University of Colorado Boulder. I mean, that's just amazing to see that he'll do that, even though there's a lot of pushback from a lot of different forces coming at him right now.
Oh, well, sure. Because of the stage in which his platform is on, he has such an opportunity to be able to share Jesus with others. But yeah, you're right, Rob, that he is getting a lot of backlash from people in that industry.
And he's just going to go, you know what? If I want to kneel and pray, I'm going to do it. If I'm going to pray with these students in this football club, I'm going to do it.
And I heard that he starts and he ends each of the training sessions or meetings with prayer. So, yeah, that's good, Dion.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
National Forest. I don't know if you've ever been in one. I'm going to guess you have. And so since I'm guessing you have, when you're out in the middle of nowhere, there's no cell service whatsoever. That happens in a national forest because there's no cell towers. You're far away from it, right? If you go to the Great Smoky Mountains and you're going in spots there and you're driving through and Blue Ridge Parkway, whatever it is, you don't have cell coverage out in the national forest. It's just that way. There's this one guy that's driving through one of the national forests in Oregon, and his car stops and he's stranded.
Oh, no.
He gets the cell phone out. He has no signal. He happens to have a drone.
Huh?
And so here's what the guy does. Ingenious. He has this drone in the snow in his car. He's stranded. He puts a text message out. And he hits send, so it goes to his brother. Of course, it's not going anywhere. He attaches it to his drone and flies the drone up as high as it can go. It catches a cell signal and sends out a message. He brings it back down, and so he's doing all this with his drone, and his brother was able to give him help.
That is ingenious.
That's so smart.
Oh, my God. So if you hike, what I'm hearing is that we always have to take a cell phone and a drone.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
I love when there's Easter eggs in TV shows and in movies, but I'll admit I don't catch them all. It's Rob and Liz in the morning, his radio.
Explain Easter egg, because I'm literally thinking there's an Easter egg you're talking about somewhere.
No, it's typically in a movie, you wait till after the credits and there is almost like a little trailer or a little surprise that comes in, and it can lead to another movie or a spin-off TV
So that's
show.
an Easter egg that's at the end of the
Yes,
credits.
Yes.
So this Mandalorian thing, I guess, would not be an Easter egg.
They call it an Easter egg, but it was within the show itself.
So why is that an Easter egg?
Because it's maybe foreshadowing to something else, something that's coming, a spin-off somewhere. This one in particular, I'm not really sure.
Okay,
I like it.
I don't know if this is an Easter egg, but I know that they in the first episode of Mandalorian, there was a scene that had a Bible reference to it.
Yeah, I did not, and I've seen it. I've seen both of the episodes that are out. Didn't notice it at all, but it's also, wasn't it like it wasn't in English.
No, it was
Right.
in whatever Mandalorian is.
Mandoology. I don't know. That's the study of
Mandoism?
Mando.
I
Yeah,
don't
there
know.
you go.
But here's the thing. It was in an episode. It was called Redemption, and Exodus chapter 10, verses 5 and 6 is displayed.
Isn't that crazy?
In Mandalorian, but somebody saw it and went, wait a minute, let me check this out, because they saw there was writing on this one piece of artifact that was in this. Am I describing this right? Jake loves this show.
Jake's the go-to.
So am I describing this right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so it's a little artifact that they're holding up in a Mandalorian, and it just happens to be Exodus chapter 10 that's written on it.
I just think that is pretty amazing. So then all the questions come. So why? Like, why is the Bible verse in the Mandalorian? It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that it showed up like this. And it's cool that somebody said, let me find out what it is, and then did the research and was able to figure it out.
Yeah, that's what I love about it, because then people are going to go, what is Exodus chapter 10, verses 5 and 6? And so they'll look it up. They'll literally Google it or open up their own Bible. So now people are opening up their Bible.
Could be the first time ever somebody has ever opened a Bible.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
Some airports are cheaper and more expensive than others. It's Rob and Liz in the morning. And man, around here, I saw Greenville-Spartanburg is on the top 10 list for the most expensive airports
I know.
to fly out of. Why?
An average of like $500 a ticket.
Why?
Woo!
Why? That's
Yeah.
just no. And Myrtle Beach is like on the top 10 for the least expensive airport to fly out of.
Yeah, it's under $250. So I guess, depending on where you are, maybe you choose to fly out of Myrtle Beach. But the most expensive airport, and I've been to this airport, is in Anchorage, Alaska. That is the most expensive airport to fly out of, over $500 on
That
average.
makes sense. I mean, it's out in the middle of nowhere. It's not connected to the mainland.
It's not. It's not connected to the mainland, but it's in Anchorage, which is a very, very busy place. And so you would expect it to be a little cheaper.
For the Carolinas, not just Greenville-Spartanburg on the list, Charlotte's on the list too.
For most expensive.
For most expensive.
Yeah.
And least expensive in my hometown is St. Petersburg Clearwater Airport. I'm just saying, that's where I'm from.
So you had everything to do with it.
No, I'm just saying, that's where I'm from.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
There's a guy from China. He's out in the field. He's, working, and he hears the meow, meow, and he finds two little kittens. He's like, oh my goodness, they're so cute. So he picks them up. That's exactly how he sounded, by the way. And he took them home.
Sounds just like a guy from China.
Right? And he starts feeding them and loving on them. And oh my goodness, they're so cute. And then he realizes, wow, they eat a lot. And it got to the point, he's only got them for like 2 months. It gets to the point they're eating 11 pounds of fresh meat.
Okay, that's not no ordinary cat.
No. Usually they like a Meow Mix kind of a thing or whatever. 11 pounds. Realizes they are not any ordinary kittens because he went and he put them in like a shed or an area where he has lambs. They ate one of them.
Okay, what are these things?
They're like leopards.
So he found leopards. They must look like kittens when they're young.
They
and then when they
must.
grow up,
Yeah.
it's not a cat
Yeah,
anymore.
their ears look a little bit different. And the spots, honestly, should have given them away a little bit more.
As a small kitten?
No, as they grew a little bit, maybe a
Yeah.
couple, but they've got to act a little bit different, even a couple weeks in.
Well, they're eating that much meat. Of
I mean-
course. Come on.
Oh my
Right?
goodness, guy.
I mean, Scott's the only cat guy that I know that only has cats. And I'm sure Scott does not mistake a cat for a leopard.
How much do they eat a week?
I heard about this story. I'm thinking, how do you not know? I mean,
Right?
when they're eating lambs, when they're eating your chickens, that's a little excessive.
Yeah, right. Okay, so how much do your cats eat anyway?
I thought our cat food bill was pretty high, but nothing like this guy.
What do
just
they
eat?
eat?
The regular
What do they eat?
meow mix.
Yours eats meow meow?
And
That's
how much?
right.
Like a cup a day or half a cup a day? or
Yeah,
something?
we try. And we've got
For
one
real?
cat. She'll eat you out of house and home, but about a cup spread out, maybe a cup and a half a day.
It's not
Yeah.
Purina, whatever, chow mix.
just the regular
It's
dry
meow.
cat food.
It's Meow Mix. What's the brand? I'm trying to get to the brand.
I think it's Imes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So
thank
it's,
you.
I don't want to say a
Yes.
little better than Meow Mix, but because I don't know. I know nothing about cat
She's
food.
not a cat person. She's
Not
a
at
dog
all.
person.
Right.
Yeah, Imes is a little up there. It's one of the fancier.
See.
But it's still
Nice.
not as much as 11 pounds of meat.
No, check this out. His cats are divas. So Scott earlier was mentioning something about Legos, and it was a big boom in sales and stuff, Scott.
Yeah. Very big. I think they've sold $9 billion worth of Lego in the last year.
Oh, so 5 sets.
5 sets. Yeah, they seem to be that expensive.
Right.
17% over the year before. I mean, it just increases. And I'm like, well, Legos has been around for such a long time. Why all of a sudden more increased interest in it?
Well, Michael texted, and he may have an explanation. Said, Lego Masters the show? I don't know what that is.
Scott watches that.
We watch my son Josh. He's 11. He and I watch that, and it's just incredible because they bring teams of these expert builders together, and each week they create these different themes, and so they create these massive buildings and sculptures and things. It's really creative.
So Monica's here at 800-447-7234. What are you thinking, Monica?
Everybody wants my son. Like, they have like $100 and $200 Lego sets. They have all kinds of, like, you can buy the Millennium Falcon. I know at church we have a Narnia Lego set. They appeal to everybody of every age, and it's just great for skill building and critical thinking.
Legos have been around forever, it seems like, but all of a sudden it just seems to be this big boom out of nowhere. But it's always, everything you're talking about, it's always been that.
Well, not really. They really didn't have the scale that they do now. Like, you can build Japanese gardens and just incredible things that adults are now, kind of like puzzles used to be. A lot of people used to do puzzles, but then you think of the 3D puzzles are so much more fascinating. Well, then you step it up with Legos, and it's a little bit easier. Not flat.
I don't know. Well, puzzle it's flat. That seems to be easier for me than trying to build something off of Legos, because unless I have instructions, it's horrible. I can't build anything off that. It looks like a house. That's about it.
I'm absolutely the opposite because I can't use directions at all. But then again, I can't really build much out of a Lego.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
Interesting sense for this cologne to smell like St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, they got 3 different versions. They have an Irish cream. They have one that just smells like Ireland. I've never been to Ireland, but all I can think of is like 4-leaf clovers and potatoes. But then they have one.
Potatoes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they do have one that smells like clovers.
Yeah. And I can't remember what a clover even smells like.
I don't know that I've ever smelled one.
Would it smell like a lawn?
Probably.
Your
Very,
grass?
very close to it. But I mean, I've looked for 4-leaf clovers. I've never found one that I remember.
Wouldn't you think that Ireland would smell like grass or, the breeze of the ocean?
Right. I would think the breeze of the ocean could be something. But maybe that's the one that smells like, Ireland.
An Irish cream. What's that?
Well, that would be like milk.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would think it would just smell like.
So you smell like a dairy product.
Yeah, maybe a little cinnamon in there.
Or somebody's lawn.
Yeah. That, I don't know. The one that I would like most, I think, would be Ireland. Because I don't know what makes it. I don't want to smell like a potato. That would be easy to accomplish.
No, but add sour cream and some cheese.
Bacon.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
Jamie Lee Curtis at the Oscars last night. She won an Oscar, by the way. I think it was Best Supporting Actress or something that was early on.
Good for her.
Good for her.
I'm not an Oscar guy.
Well, I like to watch the fashions. And thankfully, they were a little more tame this year from what I saw.
And Liz dressed classy, so I can see that you get into the whole fashion thing.
My flannels. Classy today.
It's actually, if you watch his radio TV today, you'll notice where it seems like it's flannel day, because I put on my flannel too.
I think it was a little chilly this morning.
It's because it's cold, yeah. One last hurrah for winter.
Exactly. So Jamie Lee Curtis at the Oscars, they have all these parties leading up to the Oscars. And one of them was a dinner last week. And she was like, there's no way. It's too late. It was going to start at like 8 o'clock or something, 7:30, 8 o'clock. But that's kind of late for dinner. She said, look, Mama gets in bed early. I'm not going to a dinner. So she tapped out. And then she started saying, and for another thing, concerts need to start in the daytime. And I'm like, girl, you are onto something there.
Well, like on a Saturday?
Or anytime Friday.
No, you can't do it on a day during the day on Friday. That's work. People are working. Nobody's going to go to while they're working.
I think personally.
Okay, Liz is going to skip out, is what she's saying.
No, because you just work
personal
it
day.
out. You ask, well, I mean, personal day is personal, right?
Yeah.
So you could say, okay, my favorite band is in town, and so it's going to start at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So maybe I take off a couple hours.
Good luck
early.
on that one.
But it would be awesome if it did.
Good luck on that.
Why? Because you're.
No. I don't think a lot of employers are going to let a lot of their employees out. It'll be a very low-attended concert. Saturday might be a different thing, but not on a Friday.
I'm not. Okay, would you
She's
rather?
basing it off of because she's here.
No, well, what I'm thinking, okay, here's what I think Rob would okay, is if you let them out a couple of hours early, they take a couple of hours personal time or whatever, and then they're absolutely refreshed the next day and not coming in like, I was out to a concert till 1 o'clock in the morning.
They'll have till Monday
No,
to
I'm
recoup.
saying, listen, there are so many concerts that happen on a Tuesday night or on a Thursday
Yeah,
night.
and I can't go to them. I don't know about you. That's
Oh,
in the
no.
middle of the week. People can't go in the middle of the week.
But
Scott's like a proponent for the daytime thing too.
I like it, but I agree. I think the work thing is going to collide with that. But
It will.
Maybe a little bit earlier on a weekend so that you've got a little more time later in the evening
Yeah.
and you're not like
I could-
collapsing over asleep.
I could be in for a 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock on the weekend.
Oh, I'd be in for a 1 o'clock on the weekend. But if they even started, because I'm still on this Tuesday, Thursday thing, because I think where we live, we get a lot of
Won't work.
concerts that come in on Tuesday or Thursday.
That's in the evening.
And if you make them at 4 o'clock, I
Listen,
think you
they're
would go.
hardly okay. A concert during the week rather than a Friday
Mm-hmm.
night during the week is not attended as well as a weekend
And
concert.
I agree with that.
On a
but,
Friday and Saturday.
But if the artist comes in knowing that, okay, I'm coming into this town, it's on a Tuesday night, here's how many seats I need to sell.
Yeah.
If they made it for 4 o'clock,
Yeah, 4 people come to it.
I'd be there.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Evidently something happened because now the National Park Services are saying, listen, don't sacrifice your slower friends to escape a bear. Something happened.
Either something happened or they thought, okay, what's a creative way, a fun way that we can get out this information about how to deal with a bear? If you see him out in the wilderness, okay, well, we always say, I don't have to outrun a bear. All I have to do is outrun you.
That's it. Yeah, so don't sacrifice your friends. It's just like in the airplane. The airplane, you're supposed to put it on yourself, the
First.
oxygen mask before the other one.
Yeah.
So you have to look out for yourself first. Not the case in a bear.
No.
You don't run over your friend to hightail it out of there. Because evidently somebody did that to make them think that. But here's what they're saying when it comes to bears. They say, and I don't know how I'd react if I saw a bear, but they say, talk calmly and wave your hands.
Hi, how are you?
And they might stand up and, go, because they're curious and go, oh, okay, and then walk away, rather than all of a sudden scream and run in a panic, and then they think, oh, prey.
Yeah, it's their instinct. If they see you running and freaking out, they're going to run after you. One thing they said is to make and I've heard this, make yourself bigger. So me at 5'3", and a big old black bear comes up on me. What? He's going to go, girl, please.
Yeah, right? You're supposed to put your hands out and then talk calmly. It's like, hi there, how are you doing? Sit, lay down. Would you like a treat, a little treat?
No, don't offer a treat.
Yeah,
That might be a
you
bad
don't want to
thing.
do that.